Malcolm Turnbull says we should all stand up for Australian values, announcing tough new changes to citizenship laws. As 7 News revealed exclusively last night, the legislation will include a new test which asks migrants if they support child marriages and if it's okay to beat your spouse.
The Australian flag is over his shoulder, but Malcolm Turnbull wraps himself in it.
There is no more important title in our democracy than Australian citizen.
And to earn that title, potential citizens will need to adhere to Australian values.
Mutual respect, of equality of men and women, democracy, freedom, rule of law, a fair go.
As revealed by 7 News last night, applicants will have to have been here for 4 years, up from 1, speak fluent English, pass stricter background checks and a tougher citizenship test, including questions on whether it's ever acceptable to force children to marry or hit your spouse.
There's no polite way to beat up your wife. If you want to beat up your wife, you can't become a citizen of this nation. Simple as that.
Citizenship applicants will also need to integrate by being active in the community and ensuring their children go to school.
We'll have a look at them. I think it is reasonable to look for English language proficiency.
Are you proud of our Australian values? Are you a proud Australian? Well, you should stand up for it.
And Malcolm Turnbull stood up for Tony Abbott in the dying days of the last election, blitzing his electorate with personalised robocalls to help save his seat. According to a leaked internal Liberal polling report, the former Prime Minister was so unpopular he was about to be thrown out. An angry Mr Abbott believing the leak was payback for his public criticism of the government's direction.
I am pretty sick of the sneaky and underhand tactic of leaking.
He says only he, Mr Turnbull and former Liberal director Tony Nutt had that polling, but Liberal sources say the report went much wider than that.
Why on earth some genius would seek to derail the government's message in this way is just absolutely beyond me.
Another leadership diversion from the government's brand.
Let's go to Mark Riley in Canberra now. Mark, first there were changes to foreign worker visas. Today it's citizenship laws. What is Malcolm Turnbull going to do next?
Well, Mark, ministers are telling me that a controversial proposal for a new category of provisional visa is still being thrashed out at a cabinet level. Now, this would mean that all new migrant arrivals become provisional or P-plate residents for a period of time, limiting their access to welfare payments, healthcare and the like until they're able to prove themselves suitable for permanent residency. It would save a bit of money, but it would also attract a fair amount of heat. But I'm told if cabinet does sign off on these proposals, then those provisional visas could be announced as soon as the budget next month or soon after that, Mark.
Mark Riley in Canberra, thank you. Police have released pictures of a man accused of ripping off 2